And we're live. Everything's looking good. We're rolling. We got one of the weakest cups of coffee I've ever put my lips to. I don't know what I did this morning. Yeah, it's like water. I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's get into. Let me spit my gum out because that's just rude. All right, let's get into the markets, shall we? Let's roll into Bitcoin first. The Big Daddy. What's Big Daddy doing? Watch him. We're on the day chart. We're gonna move in Litecoin USD on the day. Let's blow this thing up and see what our trajectory is. Well, well, well. What do we have here? Still at $6,509. We have been moving up. Last night we had a little bit of a pump. It was kind of fun. Let's move into the 4-hour chart to get a little more detail. Oh, look at that. It's not really selling off that hard right now. Not just yet. So let's keep an eye on like which way this triangle can break. Okay, because we're kind of working on one of these here. I'll be darned. Something like that. Yeah. So will it break up or break down? Let's see. I don't know. I had posted that I thought this was going to be, where we would still down and then bounce off of my fake TA parallel trend line. I don't know what that is. But I'm trying stuff out, okay? Let's move on to actually I want to look at the okay, so we're getting a death cross on RSI, meaning we're most likely going to break down. God mode is wanting to do a death cross too. Let's move on to the day chart. Go back to the day, not move on. Okay, so things are still looking pretty good here. I don't have a death cross yet, and we know that this RSI can run at the top, pedal to the metal for a really long time. So I think our best indicator here on the day chart is to check the God mode. And God mode is still showing healthy strength, albeit it's below the 50 for the red line, but that's, it's still pointing in the right direction. All right, moving on. I believe this is spring. This is a good time to buy Bitcoin. This is a good time to accumulate down here in these areas. I like to sell in the late summer, right when fall begins, and I can get into the seasons of the coin cycles. I call them seasons because they're easier to relate to in my mind, but I can dive into that a little more later. Here's Litecoin USD, Coinbase on the 1 day. Looky here. I drew this long. It's basically a long resistance line right here. And I honestly think that this is my primary right here, and I think we're going to head on up to it. We're taking a little bit of breather here. Let's move on to look at these indicators. God mode still's got lots of strength, still running up. We're redlined. We're way up on RSI. Volume is heading in the right direction. This is my volume indicator, by the way. And volatility is starting to pick up, which is really great. So yeah, I'm optimistic, and this is still my primary right here. On Litecoin, I would be, I'm going to take this out of here right now. Okay, obviously that's always an option, but just for for clarity, I think we're going up this way. So let's kind of continue our move excuse me, to the top of the Kumo cloud. I believe that's where we are headed. And for now, I will just to clean this up a little bit. I'm just going to leave this as our base support line for now. We may at some point come down to revisit that, but for now, I believe we're going top side of the Kumo cloud. Okay, moving on to Ethereum. This is the 1 day. We are looking real nice. We're heading up, I believe, to the top of the Kumo cloud. I'm just going to readjust this so it makes a little bit more sense. This is no longer in play. It's kind of like the other one. I think we're just going to continue running higher. I'm going to get rid of that for clarity. Ethereum broke the resistance line here. So I think this thing could run up pretty high. We'll just get rid of this for now, okay? And so we broke through the resistance, and we're gonna go to new highs, local highs. I mean, not highs, but let's be real here. I love it. I like where this is going. It's good for Ethereum, and it's good for the altcoins. This is what it needs. So let's hopefully continue the trend here. Full disclosure: I've never bought ETH. Not ETH to hold ETH for ETH's sake. I prefer Bitcoin over Ethereum. But Vitalik is by no means a dummy. That guy is awesome, and I'm sure Ethereum is going to be around in some way, shape, or form for many, many, many moons. So, but yeah, I've never really bought Ethereum to hold it for real, and maybe I should. I mean, right now it's only $200, and we were talking about it before going as low as, what was it? 166. See, this was the buying time for me. We should have bought right there. Could have got a nice, beautiful move up, percentage wise. So, and it's still going to go up. Ethereum in its heyday. Let's take a look at Ethereum in its heyday. I'm going to push out the week chart here just to kind of let you see the whole thing in action. Ethereum going to $1,419. I almost said 100. And to get it at under $200 is a steal, an absolute steal. And I believe that Ethereum will wreck this high at some point. It will just go way, way, way beyond that. So, yeah. But if you're looking for a better deal, I mean, I hope it comes for you, but this looks pretty low to me. It really does. But I've been proven wrong about the markets many times. What's really cool about the week chart on Ethereum is that we could go above the Tekkensen probably for the first time since 4th of June. So it has been a long time. And the last time we, got above the Tekkensen, let's scroll back here. Wow, look at that. There's a lot of good data here on Coinbase for Ethereum. Let's move back. So with authority, it pretty much popped above the Tekkensen at this point on the 2nd of January 2017. And it really never looked back. It stayed above the Tekkensen for the most part. We had a dip here, but it never finished. It never had an open above it, or below it, I'm sorry. So every day it had its head above the Tekkensen. Interesting. So yeah, when this thing starts to go bull, I'd love to see this thing go bull, and it might be slow growth, but it could be could be pretty fantastic. So yeah, watch that Tekkenson, especially, week chart. Let's move on to the day. Yeah, this really is putting in a long, solid bottom down here. So, yeah, I like Ethereum quite a bit. I don't normally cover this, but let's move into BCH. BCH has been jamming, just like it got like a bunch of rocket fuel, and that's what BCH does. It just is real quiet, and then boom, it explodes to the upside, and then we just have this long, drawn out bit of sadness. So this has me throwing caution right here, especially since we have kind of a descending volume pattern happening here. I'm just trying to be cautious here. That I hope it's not the top for those of you that are in it, but it is looking a little toppy right now. Just looking a little toppy. Not much, but it's in its summer season for sure. And summer could draw on for a long time, keep in mind. So, yeah, BCH looking good. I would stay in it. I don't have any sell signals for it yet on the day. Let's move on to the 4-hour for it and kind of get an in-depth look. Kind of see what's going on the micro level. Well, yeah, I don't know. This thing could keep going. So, but we'll keep an eye on this. This on the 4-hour looks a bit toppy to me. I have all death crosses on my indicators for the 4-hour starting to want to come down. So it might be time to take a little bit of profit. Yeah, I would take a little bit off the table, especially if you guys got in back here. You're up real nice. So, why not? Take a little bit of profit. Go buy some ice cream and splurge. All right. So, that now keep in mind this is BCH BTC. It's not USD. So, keep that in mind. The USD chart, it's at $617 right now. So, yeah, that's BCH was looking real explosive, but yeah, on the day chart I don't have I don't have a sell yet. 4-hour obviously is a sell, but yeah, I'm not sure how long that will be running. All right, let's move on to we kind of covered these earlier. How about Veritasium? All right, Veritasium, one of my absolute favorites here. On the day chart, it's trying to fake me out right here, and I'm not buying it. I'm obviously been out of the market. I've played this thing all the way down, but this is trying to tell me to buy it because I get a golden cross, and we're still heading down. But it's trying to give a golden cross again. I believe that this RSI is going to come up and then roll right back down and come right back down again. And we're going to have continuation to the downside on God mode. Now, this is just my theory, but I think we need a healthy correction here to at least the 485 area. Okay. That is, to me, the area that we're going to try to head to. So with Veritasium on the day, absolutely not. We also have, if we move into like say the hour chart, we don't usually do that, but you can see how on the hour chart we have these flat tops, right? We went flat right here, and then it dropped down, flat right here, dropped down, flat right here, and then we popped up, and then we went flat again. This is movement of a sell wall, and last I looked, which was this morning, Veritasium had 1,800 sellers. So a lot of sell pressure still. They keep moving that sell wall around in order to kind of disguise their agenda on the day chart. Because see, on the day chart, you don't really see it that well. You'd have to zoom in to like the 5-minute and the 4-hour to kind of see it better. But with that massive sell wall, I am not buying it. This is as high as it's going to get. And if they they park it there for a while, it could, keep coming down, bounce, coming down, bounce, coming down, bounce. And the whole time on the day chart, it will be pulling RSI up without any price action going any higher than this. So that's why I think RSI could turn right around at the 50 and just start dumping again, and we'll have more continuation of the downside. And they may have to keep pushing that sell wall down in order to trigger their sell. But how far down, honestly? I mean, if you had 2,000 Veritasium, would you sell it right now? I mean, would you really? Like, think about this. If you had 2,000 Veritasium right now, would you sell it? Would you sell it at the bottom? Like, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. No way. You're not gonna sell that. Not right now. I don't know. Maybe somebody wants to get out of it and wants to get into something else. Who knows? I mean, I can't crawl into the minds of other traders, but I really like this coin. I don't know why anyone would try to dump it at this low unless they're just trying to trade up. But with that kind of volume, if you tried to buy up 2,000 Veritasium, you would run this thing through the roof, and you wouldn't. I don't know. Motivated seller. I can only speculate. Oh, and this one is for Proppy, is for Dave. Dave asked me, howdy Dave. He asked me about Proppy on, is this a time to sell it or buy back in? I'm sorry. Well, let me just look at the day chart here. We have two equal candles, equal strength. They kind of look identical. They're just one's a little lower, and we're still heading down. Let's move into. We obviously had our double tweezer tops, right? The Fibonacci 50% line. I'm going to show you that here in just a second. I think it's back down here. Where we haven't even got to the 50 yet. So a reversal here would just be more continuation to the upside. But RSI is not even coming close to doing a golden cross to run higher. And if you look closely, carefully on God mode, you can see that the red line is pointing down. So we are in a downward trajectory now. So yeah, let's move on to the 4-hour chart for you. So 4-hour chart. I know that you probably looked at this 4-hour chart and are concerned. You're like, why did I get out of Proppy looking at this 4-hour chart? You have a golden cross back here on RSI. You have a golden cross right now on God mode. But take note of your volume. Your volume is not ramping up. In fact, you got a death cross back here. Yeah, and it's just been slowly going down. So there's nothing here that is exciting for me on the volume. These volume candles are weak, very weak, considering let's pull this out real quick. I'm gonna hide this Ichimoku cloud just for a little more clarity. So these these volume candles here that we have, even though they're green, are extremely weak. We don't have anything saying we're going bull like this one here, which led to a gigantic green candle and a run up. So yeah, there's I think looking at this, we could have more continuation to the downside after the brief break, because remember, it just doesn't keep dumping forever. It stair steps, just like it doesn't go up forever. You get these brief periods of pullback, and then you run up, pull back, run up, pull back, run up. And it's the same with a downtrend. You get a downtrend, and then you get a run up, and then you get a downtrend. Now, I know that we talked about this. No, I'm speaking to Dave. Excuse me. It's time for more coffee. That's what my throat is saying. I'm sorry, that's probably pretty nasty to listen to. All right, check this out. This is a bull flag right here. Okay, so every time it's coming down, it pops up to the upside. How about this one? This bull flag jumps in. I'm calling it a bull flag. So we get a bull flag, pops out of there, runs higher. Bull flag pops out of there, run higher. All right, now what do you see happening right now? Well, it kind of looks like we're building a bear flag, right? So bear flags break usually to the downside. So what you'll get is one of these. Okay, so keep that in mind. I am not sold, until we reach a high. This is what so Dave, this is what you're looking for. You want a high. Let's say this, you get another green, 2 more green candles, and you stop right here, and then it comes down. Then you would need a higher low, right? That's where you would buy if it bounced. If it comes down and starts to bounce. This is your buy area if you start seeing a bounce. But it's a little too early, right? It's a little too early. So I would not be buying this yet. Your one day chart is it's a bloody mess. Right? We don't want to buy back into this yet. All right, let's pull out our indicators again. Also too, you're gonna have a hard time getting some acceleration to the upside at this point. So you've ran all the way up, and now you need a healthy pullback. So let's take a look at our Fibonacci. I'm just gonna pull it from there. It looks good enough for me. Okay, we have a 50%. Yep, that's what I was thinking. Around here, I'm gonna mark it with a little yellow mark for you. This is probably the least amount of pullback that you're gonna get, and it could go down to a pullback of 618, or this would be your 786 inverse, right? If you're going backwards. So and I've seen them go as low as right in between these two also. So again, this pullback would, if it even went to here, would still be setting a higher low from back here, right? So let's keep that in mind, and I'm going to draw some arrows, and I'm going to say we're at 6941, something like that. Okay, I'm going to say at least let's try to wait for something like this, okay? And we'll roll back up to our indicators. Indicator has a long way to go down, right, before tapping out at the 0 line. So I mean, red line hasn't even crossed the 50 yet. So let's move on to God mode too is up really high and has so far to drop. So honestly, yeah, Dave, I in my full honest opinion, this is hold on to your cash or your Bitcoin. You probably sold into Bitcoin for this one. Yeah, I would hold on to that Bitcoin. I would not be buying in yet. But yeah, don't get freaked out by this yet. Okay, we're still in the Kumo cloud, and this is obviously a period of consolidation here, where you can go willy-nilly all over the place, and then more dumpage. So look for this to come back down and retest the 200-day and break through at least to the 50. So this is the halfway. So yeah, that looks really good. How about Tron? Moving on to Tron, we're just kind of moving on down the chart. Also, too, guys, if this is like super long-winded and you're like, oh, well, I want to get to OMG, well, you can just scroll, move forward through time so you can just get right to the coins that you want. I'm usually hitting these highlighted ones right here. I'll probably hit some other ones too later, but yeah, that's what I see for right now. That's what I'm keeping my eye on. Okay, Tron, TRX, we got to move into the macro chart, the overall for the day. Tron has been looking good. I have some concerning things happening here on the day chart. So, interestingly enough, my initial thought for Tron was that we were going to move sideways, okay? And then yesterday, I said a strong second place would be for it to go to the 200-day moving average. Well, we still have upward momentum, which is positive. However, my RSI is wanting to give me a death cross right here and start to pull it back down into the Kumo cloud, making this little arrow into a reality. So I believe after this big initial run up, we're coming down and we're gonna come back down and stay sideways into this Kumo cloud for a bit. And I said if we got into the Kumo cloud, we would dump below it and then try to pop up higher later. So yeah, so far so good. This is still my primary. I'm gonna stick with this. From what I see here, I believe we're gonna come down into the Kumo cloud and kind of stay in there for a little bit, maybe just a couple more days before finding some weakness. Now, this volume could be coming up, because it has been coming up. We have had some green, but I'm looking for some red here. I believe the next day candle is going to be red, unless we get a surprise amount of volume kicking in here soon. Let's move on to the 4-hour for Tron and get a better look at the micro level. Here we go. Yeah, it's still coming down. It wants to give a golden cross, but it hasn't shown its hand yet, and this is still coming down. So I think this could be it, but yeah, we need more data. We can't make a full blown decision just yet. This to me looks like the primary. This looks like something that we want to roll with right now. So that being said, we will move on to Theta. Okay, Theta here. Theta. Everybody likes Theta. This tech for video sharing is awesome. Love their partnerships with Samsung. They also announced some other VR headset type partnership recently. They're working so hard on their software. They're kind of rejiggering it, trying to tweak it to make it perfect. So here we are with Theta. Theta on the day chart. Let's move into that. Oh, not the week, the day. There it is. Okay, so Theta on the day. It's going down. I would continue on down here. Initially, I was hoping we would go at least over this part of the Kumo cloud. I was hoping for more lift. But as of a couple days ago, I said, no, this is going to go down through the green part of the Kumo cloud. And I think what this chart really needs is some sort of lines for perspective. I know that's going to help you guys out a little bit. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, look for it to come down here, possibly break lower. And then regroup and go higher. I'm in Theta. I didn't sell anything yet, so we'll just ride this out and see where it goes. How about PPT? Populous is looking well. This is an interesting chart. It's in a consolidating phase. I'm holding this one currently. I didn't get much of a, I don't know, I didn't get a great pop out of this. So I believe, yeah, I'm back into Populous. I'm just checking this out here. Boy, I would. This is my primary right here. I think that we could hopefully stay inside this Kumo cloud for a little bit longer. So that's my projections right now. We're gonna come down, or I hope that it goes in here. But this is the way I believe it's going, and it could be long and drawn out. This thing has longer waves, so who knows? We could come down. This is my hopeful idea that we come down, maybe retest that, and let me add another arrow here. Here's a hopeful idea right there. Okay, so this is my primary, and this is my secondary that would just kind of trade sideways for a little bit. Alrighty, so that's Proppy and OMG. OMG has been looking really good. I'm still thinking it's going to pop to the upside here. It's respected the support line. We did get a golden cross. We're in the Kumo cloud. Probably going to get a little bit of lift and then more consolidation before running higher, which is absolutely fine. We like that. We like that slow, steady growth. And I would love to see OMG kind of reach a lot higher on the God mode before absolutely turning around, because I've shown this before. OMG has come from a faraway land. I mean, where its value against Bitcoin was way higher. So anyway, thank you guys for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I hope we covered the coins that you're interested in. If you want to hear about a certain other coin, let me know. Just type it in the comments, and I'd be happy to give you a shout out and address it for you. But Dave, I hope I answered your questions today on Proppy. I hope the best for you, buddy, but I would stay out of it for now until the market shows its hand for real. All right, talk to you guys soon. Have a blessed day, you guys, and yeah, I hope your trading goes really well today. Yeah, great. Talk to you soon.